So we're here in the gallery overlooking the House with Representative Jennifer Williamson of Portland. Now, earlier this week, we had a very long debate about Senate Bill 941. We passed the bill, which will make background checks universal in Oregon for the purchase and transfer of firearms. Representative Williamson, you've been a leader on this issue. You carried the bill on the floor. Why do we pass this bill? Why is it so important for Oregonians?
Well, first, Representative Reed, I want to thank you for all of your support and help on this bill. It was truly a team effort to get this passed in the House. We know that background checks work. We know they save lives. Since 2007 in Oregon, we have denied the sale of 30,000 guns to people who shouldn't have guns because of background checks. So we know they work.
One of the things that really excites me about taking this approach is the recognition of how our economy is changing, and so many more things are happening on the internet that used to happen in person. Is that true about firearms as well?
That's absolutely true about firearms. There are websites, things like armslist.com, where they're the Craigslist of gun sales. And so, like everything else we buy now, the market has moved online. We do our buying and selling on Amazon and eBay, and the same is true for weapons. So we needed to close this important loophole so that private sellers, when they sell to each other in person or over the internet, they have background checks just like they would at a gun show.
And in Oregon, firearms are part of our tradition, our culture. Lots of people hunt, they collect firearms, they transfer them. How's this bill struck the right balance of making that possible?
So we decided that we would define what a transfer is and a sale, and we recognize that when you go hunting with someone and you may borrow a gun or you may go target shooting, that's not really a transfer of the gun, and so you wouldn't need a background check to do some of those things that you mentioned. But if you sell a gun to a stranger, then you do need a background check.
And in Oregon, we're on the forefront, but we're not the first state to take this approach, so we can learn from what other states have done. What's been the effect in other states that have adopted similar policies?
So we're the 18th state to have universal background checks, and what we know is it reduces gun deaths. It reduces by 48%. It reduces the number of law enforcement officers who are shot and killed by handguns. Same thing, 48% less gun trafficking in states that have passed this law. And in domestic violence situations, women die at a 46% less rate than they do in states without background checks when a gun is involved.
Very good. Now, in the week since we've passed this bill, our office has gotten literally thousands of emails from Oregonians all over the state thanking us for taking this approach, what I think is a good balance of protecting public safety and recognizing the important place that firearms have in our culture and history. Have you had a similar experience in your office?
There has been an outpouring of support and thank you emails from all over the state, actually all over the country, for taking this step. And so people have been very supportive. We know that 81% of Oregonians support background checks, and I feel like all 81% of them are emailing us right now, and it's great to have that support.
It was a really long debate on the floor, one of our longest of the session. The bill passed. It now heads to Governor Brown's desk for her signature, which we expect soon. And in the months that remain in our session, we'll be taking on important issues in the budget and other things that matter to Oregonians. So thanks, Representative Williamson.
Thank you, Representative Reed.